And we're back.
Hey, welcome to the Cavalry, everybody.
Oh, it's good to be here. Boy, we have we've just been spoiled with great guests lately. We got another great guest this week. Very excited to introduce the hilarious comedian, Tommy Ryman. What's up, Tommy?
Hello. Thank you for having me. So excited to be on the Cavalry.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, for the love
the
of
record,
shit.
the streak continues. No one can say the name of the podcast.
Oh.
And the running joke is that we do get a lot of Cavalry crossover.
Cavalry.
So the Cavalry is very religious. It's like it's very Christian themed internet resource. And so we've yet to see a spike though from those people. So we're waiting on that. But Tommy, you were just telling us you're in Minneapolis. You're just like me and Johnny, where you lived in LA for a period of time, kind of moved back to somewhere, bought a house. I mean, this is a story as old as time at this point.
Yeah. It's not that exciting. But what's fun was we were planning on leaving LA in May. And
I like
then,
it how you really call it like it is. That's
Yeah.
a very exciting story.
And then the pandemic hit, and then now I can be like, yeah, I had to get out of there because of the COVID. But
The COVID.
But yeah, it's been nice because we have a yard now to let the dogs out, and I'm in a room filled with comic books.
There you go.
Well, there's a plus.
Dreams do come true.
Right?
Let me ask you a question. Do you find that having a yard, because we thought, oh, we have a yard, the dog's going to love that. But now the dog does not get walked nearly as often because we can just let it out, shut the door, and go on with our life. Wait a few minutes for it to take a dump, and then let it in.
You're supposed to walk them?
All right, good. No. I feel good. I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, we have 2 Boston Terriers. They just run around the house and for all day, all the time. They're high energy dogs. I like to take them to the dog park. They like that.
Right,
and then the other yard where then the dogs are on either side of the fence, and then they don't understand that because at the dog park they're like, all the dogs are in with us, but here now I just have to yell at the golden retriever over there and whatever Ivy is over here. So yeah, it's wild.
When you lived in LA, Tommy, and Johnny, you can talk about this too because you had a dog in LA, but we lived in like Little Armenia, so the walks we would take our dog on, and she was very low to the ground, were the most disgusting walk. Like there was so much, filth on the sidewalk, needles and trash and dirt, just generic like grime, that we would go 3 blocks and we'd bring her back. She was a white dog. Like the entire bottom of her would be like soot, like Santa Claus going through the chimney or something. Did you have that in LA? Like that's what we love about living in Portland. We can walk around and still she comes back, she still looks like a dog.
In Redondo Beach, Harvey is hard to walk now because there was always like it wasn't like dirty, but there was just so much stuff left out, like fridges and other things. And so he would just like freeze up and be like, there's a fridge in front of me. What do I do? And I was like, I don't know, man. We got to walk around it. So he struggled with that. But yeah,
that's a very LA thing too, is to just leave out appliances when you're done with them.
Oh yeah.
Well, we had an apartment that had a fridge, and then when we left the fridge, and they're like, you didn't take your fridge. And we're like, no, we had a weird LA apartment where there was already a fridge here. Don't charge us for that.
Yeah, that is the most bullshit thing. The whoever came up with that scam, like you don't have to have a fridge in the apartment to rent the apartment. And then it's just this like, okay, we'll buy a fridge, and then you move and it's like, well, we're not taking this stupid refrigerator with us, like it would cost us more to move it than it would. So then the landlord's just hoarding fridges. I swear to God, they're moving fridges out of LA like crazy because there's surpluses.
The landlord just collects them, sells them, and then makes the next person buy their own.
Exactly.
Slimy.
Someone get on that. Someone tell.
That's why we got out. That's why we left LA.
Yeah, it was fridge
sick
policy.
of the fridge game.
We all gave up lucrative acting careers because we had too many principles when it comes to fridge ethics.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking about you today, Tommy, because you have all these great jokes about your mom being a hippie, and my wife and I are visiting Ashland, Oregon. Have you ever been to Ashland, Oregon? It's kind of a hippie town, but then it's also been like infused with a lot of money, I think, very recently. So it's got that great thing where it's like these giant, modern, beautiful houses, and then next to them, is the house that like refuses to sell out, and they have all the cool gnomes and everything on the front porch.
Nice. I have not
Yeah.
been to Ashland, but yes, my
Okay.
mom is. I'm sure she has, or activated a river, or done some new agey thing. She just travels the country in
That's
her
what it was.
van.
I was trying to tell my wife what your mom does at the river. I was like, it was something about like rocks and she takes rocks and she's
Yeah,
into them, but it's
crystals.
activate. Yeah, crystals. Okay,
Yeah.
activating.
That's the name
river.
of your dry bar special, right?
Active. Yep. That was the joke. And then she literally is about to go on another tour to Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi to do like some final rivers in America. And then she does a GoFundMe for it though. And I go, don't charge people for your camping trip. And she's like, no, I got expense. And so, but people, they
Well,
donate. And then she wants me to post about it right away. She goes, come on. And I go, no, I want to wait. I like the GoFundMe goal to get up. And then she goes, you haven't donated yet. And I go, I'm the one that puts it over the edge. That's what we've agreed on every time. So
if nobody donates, you don't donate.
no, I just got to cover the more. So I hope people donate because I like that last $40 that puts her over. But if she's like 200 away,
because you can be the hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, I get all the money later or whatever she's making from all this down the
you
line,
get,
many years from now.
That's the long game.
Yeah.
When she deactivates.
I deactivate. That's my thing. I'm so sorry what Barb did. I've got to go across America, deactivate all these rivers.
Yeah. Then you can get the money back. Yeah. It's a great tradition. I relate to that though because you don't want to be the first person to donate to the PayPal or the GoFundMe because my wife and I do the same thing on like Instagram. Like let's say she posts a picture on Instagram, either of the two of us or not, but she doesn't want me to like, and I don't want to be either the first one to like it. Because then there's just a sad moment where there's this picture of the two of us and I'm the only one. I'm the first like,
Right.
So she's like, no, don't like it right away. Wait. And then like it later. And that looks a little better.
So strategic.
Yeah, we really.
I had a period of time where I would just like my own post as soon as I posted it right away, just to get the ball rolling, just to tell people, hey, it's okay. Come on, like.
Yeah.
That has very like starting my own show open mic energy where you go on stage and there's no one in the crowd yet and you just go up there and start yelling at people, hey, come on in, we're doing a show in here.
Yeah,
this is gonna be fun.
Have either of you ever been out to eat somewhere and had a show start like what we've done to many people out to dinner that didn't realize? They're like, what's happening? Oh, open mic. Like I've never, because that would be that's always my nightmare, like traveling with my family. I'm like, if an open mic stand up starts here right now, we are leaving so fast. Like, but I would be excited too.
Yeah, how dare they?
Yeah.
No, I think that's happened to me, but not with comedy.
Like music or something.
Yeah, music, and either it's an open mic or it's an actual show, but either way, it's like I don't want to be here for this. I just wish.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Right.
I know, and we've done that to people so many times. Now you're making me feel so guilty.
But I want to experience it and get upset about it. But
yeah,
but no one's ever actually gotten upset about me. Usually, I'm sure they've quietly left. Like, oh, let's get this pizza boxed up.
I find that when you do it, for those of you listening who don't understand, like, especially when you're starting out in comedy, a lot of the shows you do, the people in the audience are not aware that a show is going to happen. So at the beginning, so like it'll
guerrilla
be a bar
comedy.
or a restaurant. Yeah. And they're so happy there's people in there. They're like, okay, that's a crowd. And then when you can, but
let's
there's
sneak
really
this show on them.
Yeah. No one will even know it happened. They'll start laughing and then they, what was I laughing at? I don't. But I find that there's really only two types of those audience members. Either A, the type that Tommy, you would be, where they get very frustrated and leave as quickly as possible. Or B, they get way too weirdly into it and they feel like they can just converse with you because really they're right. I mean, to them, it's like, why shouldn't I converse with? What kind of human interaction am I not allowed to talk, but they're allowed to talk to me? I didn't pay for a ticket,
Yeah.
So, but those wins are weird because then they just are like laughing really hard, but then also like interrupting you at every turn. That's what I find those audiences can be like.
Yes.
So. Anyway, but that's pretty good pre-show banter there, Johnny. What do you think?
That was good pre-show banter.
Yeah, we were recording all of it. Got it all down.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Tommy, what we do here. We try to back each other up, maybe on something. Maybe not necessarily like a hot take, but just anything out in the world where you've been criticized for your opinion on, or something like that.
Or
do you have anything like
disagreed with?
Just disagreed with, exactly. Do you have anything like that you need backup on?
Where you guys could back me up? Trying to get my mom to stop being so new agey. We fight a lot. I try to tone her back. She's really worried about the vaccine, and I need her to convince her to get it. She's gone up and down, back and forth. She's doing a protocol to get to doing a protocol before she gets the vaccine, like an energy thing that somebody taught her. And then she goes, "You should do this too before you get the vaccine." And then I go, "But what science has proved that protocol, energy protocol, has what has the FDA looked at that too? Because I don't want that to cause the side effects."
Right. What if Bill Gates put a microchip in the protocol? You know what I mean?
Like the energy protocol.
Activation. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be woke about that too.
No, both my parents are so too hippie, like where I have to push back. Like I feel like Alex P. Keaton, where I'm not a conservative, but I feel like I'm the adult where I'm like, "Hey guys, let's get some shirts on. You're my parents. You're adult." And I don't know what to say. And the older they get, it's gotten worse. And I go, "Why do I got to bring? What's happening here?" But they're like,
is your mom and dad, are they currently eligible to get a vaccine? Like, could they go get one right now if they wanted to?
Well, my dad got his first shot. He actually did get his first one. And then my mom is still waiting. I don't know if she might be too young yet.
She's waiting to see if your dad goes
She's going to see what happens to him if he starts boiling when he gets that second one.
Yeah.
But
the old guinea pig.
The guinea pig of it. I read a thing today about vaccine hesitancy, and that the advantage to the Johnson & Johnson one is that it's only one shot, and that the people
and it doesn't cause tears when it gets in your eyes, or is that just their shampoo? Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
That's their new slogan. Right. The vaccine, no more deaths. Oh, come on.
Yeah. No more tears and no more deaths. No more tears at your
No
family.
more sad
funerals. Tears. Yeah. No, it was that people who are vaccine hesitant are less so with a one-shot vaccine. So there's like more trepidation, or like for people who think, unnatural sort of way of fighting disease, that the one shot is easier pill to swallow, so to speak, than the two-shot Moderna and Pfizer ones. So maybe that's the way to go.
It's interesting. Try and get I don't know if I would have any. I don't know if I see the logic in that. It just seems like more of a pain in the ass to get two. Not so much like, I'll get one, but not two.
Well, I think too, some people that are nervous about it is what the actual vaccine's delivered in. I guess I've heard from. So I guess getting less of that. But I love vaccines. I line up for them no matter what. It makes me so excited that my body doesn't have to fight anything. Like I'm like, it can take the day off, and this will do it. All right.
Right.
I'd almost be more hesitant to take the Johnson & Johnson, because it's like, wait a minute, we've got two out here. They both require two, and now this new guy's like, well, hey, I got one. It's just one. That seems a little fishy to me.
Yeah,
right?
It's like the shampoo and conditioner combined. It's like never as good as if you use shampoo and conditioner. The two.
You're saying Pert Plus is not good? That's the only shampoo I knew was the combined was Pert Plus, and then they all.
Oh, right. No. There's lots of 2-in-1s.
There's multiple ones. I've never
beyond Pert Plus. Oh yeah, but plus great example. You know, you probably, if you're really, you two are definitely worried about hair care. You got a lot going on there. So
I don't know if I'd say I'm worried about it.
No, that isn't. You're right, Johnny. Your hairstyle.
If you could see the rat's nest behind my head, you'd realize, oh, he's not.
You're right.
Super.
It more says carefree. I guess
Right.
it's the exact opposite of what I was saying. You're not. There's no worries going on.
I think we look cool. That's all I see.
That's
two cool.
I've talked
dudes.
about it many times.
I'm ruining it, but we almost look like Hanson.
Yeah, you really.
Yeah, two of the old school Hanson and one updated Hanson member.
Hanson's corrupt manager, who's stealing all the pros T-shirt money. But yeah, I would say, you know, it sounds like you're gonna win to convince your mom if she's already sort of opened the door to this pre-activation protocol.
Yeah, no, she's.
I mean, she's gonna get it, right? Like, it sounds like she's got a flight path to getting it.
Yeah, and she is not a like anti-vaxxer. She's just hesitant, and this came out so fast. I'm sure a lot of people are, but so she's just learning and making sure that we all get it first, and then she'll look at all of us and then be like, "All right, yeah, I'll do it." Or,
I mean, I'm not even 100% myself. I'm a gambling man, so I'm willing to chance it, you know?
No, Johnny actually thinks it probably will kill him, and he just wants the thrill.
I just want that rush.
Yeah.
He wants to play Russian roulette. Yeah, you're right, though, about it coming out fast, because I think it's that they created it fast, which it is a miracle. I mean, it is like a scientific, like, you know, breakthrough. It's amazing that they did it, but it's like, it's that they came out fast, and it's also that it's talked about so much. So it's analyzed to death. Any side effect, anything that happens, even like someone gets a vaccine and gets hit by a truck, like, oh, is that related? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much looked at with it. I think other ones, like the flu shot every year, you don't even think about where they, you know what I mean? How they came up with the flu shot, that you just go get it. You don't even think about it. But it's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So that might
it's
be
good. Yeah. But I'm sure it'll all work out. It's going to be great. But thanks for backing me up on that, you guys.
Hey,
yeah,
that's what the podcast is. I think
Johnny,
if anything happens with the vaccine, we'll find out in 20 years. You know, like, oh, that vaccine of 2021.
Yeah. The vaccine could be like Diet Coke or something, where it takes a long time, but then they go, actually, you guys shouldn't have been drinking that Diet Coke.
Yeah.
You know.
Too late.
Or cigarettes.
Oh.
How long did it take them to figure out cigarettes were bad? Like 100 years? When were cigarettes really invented? Like in the 1700s or something, right? So it took them a long time.
Yeah, when did
they quit? Like in the 60s? Yeah.
I feel like it was an episode of Mad Men where they were like, "Uh-oh, we know," because they're trying to pitch the ads.
We better do some kick-ass commercials for these cigarettes. They're pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
We got to really up our game to make people want these. Well, yeah, I think we're both with you. 100. Obviously, we want everyone to get the vaccine here at the Cavalry.
No, I just want you two to want my mom to get it. I don't care if you want anybody else to get it. I just need you to bet.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh, well, and okay, so that you brought that up too, because that's I've already talked about this before, but it got brought up again because Heidi told me about there's this moral ethicist that was interviewed in the New York Times about there's people who go to vaccination sites at the end of the day and they just see if there's any left over because they have to throw away what they don't use because of the refrigeration or whatever. And this moral ethicist says that that's unethical for you if you're not in the current age group to go get it at the end of the day, because what you should be doing is just encouraging people who are eligible, who haven't gotten it yet, to not go yourself.
Got it. Or just bring somebody. Be like, I got this. I found this
or
9-year-old. And he's like, I already got it. And you're like, no, I brought you. I'm good at ethics.
Yeah.
Ethical person. Get in there. Where am I?
But my quibble with what I think is that it's fine because getting the vaccine is kind of selfish. Like, you want to protect yourself, but also it's contributing to world. Every person who gets it is one less person who can give it to me. So even if everybody got it before me, that'd be fine if they all got it tomorrow, because then I would be fine. You know what I mean? So it's not exactly like that.
Then you'd be safe.
To go get the vaccine.
And you wouldn't even have the side effects. Like, you'd be the only person without a tumor.
Yeah. Perfect. And I wouldn't, yeah, in 30 years, I'd be the last person alive. Right. I'd just be walking around like everybody else got that vaccine.
I don't know, that irritates me, that whole moral ethicist thing. Like, who?
Right.
Come on.
That's a moral ethicist. They're the same people as, like, if you find like $600 on the sidewalk somewhere, you're supposed to turn it into the police. Like, the police aren't just gonna go, look at this moron brought in $600 cash.
Yeah, pizza party.
Which bar are we going tonight? You know what I mean?
I was at do you know Kermit Apio? I'm sure both of you know.
Yeah. Great comic, Kermit.
He was down in Hermosa, and his daughter was actually in a volleyball tournament down there one time. So I went and hung out with him, and we were all kind of standing and joking around. And then $50 I just saw it on the sidewalk, and I walked up and picked it up. It might even have been $100 bill. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And like, I looked around, and I don't know if I asked any. I was like, did anybody look? I took it, and then Kermit
you just
was
like really
wow.
quietly, like,
no, like I was like, this is awesome, and Kermit was like, oh wow, and I was like, and then he was like, yeah, that's probably, I can't remember. I was like, yeah, I'm sure it was some. I mean, Hermosa is a very nice town, so I was like, this person's gonna be fine without this. And then he goes, yeah, I'm sure it's one of these dads of these volleyball kids, and I was like, oh, really, Kermit, you gotta like. I was like, do you want it? He was like, well, no. And I was like, well, you just made me feel real guilty. But so.
Yeah, he's like, no, I don't want terrible karma all week.
Yeah.
No, I think Kermit was trying to imply it was his. He was like, yeah, it was probably just some Hawaiian dad's volleyball player. I don't know whose it could be.
Now his kids won't get lunch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, well.
No, I think take the money, take the vaccine. Don't feel guilty about it. You're helping the world by getting vaccinated. That's the way you should look at it.
Well, let me ask you this. All right, so that's one level. Okay, so you can go at the end of the day, hang out and wait until they're about to toss it. And we all agree that's fine, right?
Right.
Okay.
I'm in agreement.
So let's take it to the next level and say people that say, hi, I'm a frontline worker. I don't have my paperwork. And they get it.
That seems like morally wrong. Yeah, because you're lying.
Well, it's a gray area.
I feel like you can get away with it if, like, you do a Catch Me If You Can. Remember that movie where he was a doctor for a while? Even though he was still a fake doctor, like, go set a broken leg, get your vaccine, like, put the time in at least a little.
Yeah.
I would give it, but
perform some sort of dangerous surgery on someone.
Yeah.
And then
you'll
be morally right to go get your vaccine.
Right.
You could say, like, you're like, I'm a frontline worker. Like, where do you? Well, I'm at the front of this line to get my vaccine.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
I mean, that's kind of like, and I work, so I'm a frontline worker.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You figured it out.
Yeah. But there's always a loophole.
Yeah. So we all agree it's totally fine. Okay, good.
We all agree it's totally fine. We all agree. Go get your vaccine. We're backing Tommy up with your. But it sounds like she's gonna go get it, so it's good, and everyone will be healthy, and that's great. Johnny, do you have do you need backup?
I do. I have one. Okay. So Andrew, you have your dog, and I know you love your dog. So now, Tommy, how do you feel about your dogs?
My dogs rock. I'm a pretty big fan of both of them.
Now, my dog is fantastic. I love my dog. Okay, he's not my best friend. It's a dog.
Oh.
That's weird when people say that. Anyway, I will say that this is what. Let's say my dog. Where do your dogs sleep, Tommy?
The whole crew sleeps on the bed with my wife and I.
Okay, this is. I'm a little hesitant that I will not be backed up on this. Where does Trudy sleep?
Oh, you already know, in the bed.
So Batman, we have a pug. Batman sleeps in the bedroom. I put my foot down hard. He's not in the bed. He does not sleep in the bed. but he will sleep. He'll sleep if we leave clothes on the floor. He'll curl up on the. He's in the room, and he snores. I mean, he's a pug, and he didn't when he was younger. It's just like in his old age now, it's gotten really bad. But like he's louder than shit. I have 3 recordings on my phone of him snoring, and it's ridiculous. And last night I had to sleep on the couch downstairs because I could not fall asleep. Normally he doesn't get bad till I fall asleep before him or whatever. But I think that it's fair to say that if your dog sounds like an old car, you're not a monster for making him sleep somewhere else.
No.
Well, go ahead, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Well, I just because I have people that don't let their dog in the bed, and then there's some people will put him in the kennel. I feel bad about that, but
where's
dogs
the kennel?
Just, I mean,
is the kennel in the room or is it in the kitchen?
Sometimes it's in other rooms, but dogs just want their space, their comfort. Like the dogs are in our bed because my wife wants dogs in the bed. She loves cuddles and farts, I guess, because that's what our dogs do. So, but yeah, I could understand that he might, but it would be tough if he's always been in the room sleeping on blankets. Yeah. Would he be sad?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he would literally sleep right outside the closed door if I tried to enforce this. It will never happen. If there are people listening, think I'm a monster all you want. It's not going to happen because I'm married to Aaron Beener, and it's just not going to happen. But I may never sleep again.
Okay, I am going to back you up here, Johnny, because if you already don't let the dog sleep in the bed, then it's not that big of a leap to have the dog sleep in a different room to me, right? Like now to go from sleeping in the bed with you every night for years and years and then putting it in the
basement would be traumatizing.
The basement, that would be traumatizing. But if you make like a nice dog bed area, and have put some clothes or whatever it prefers.
What about
I don't think that's that bad.
Okay. Could you do a CPAP machine?
I like that. Thinking outside the box. No, I couldn't, and I wouldn't pay for that. A CPAP.
CPAP machine. Oh, Andrew just made $1 billion.
Shark Tank. Hello, sharks. I'm asking for $14 million for a 3% stake. No, but when we first got Trudy, I was like that too. I didn't want Trudy to sleep in the bed, and so I made her a sad. Because we hadn't gotten a dog bed yet, I made her a sad dog bed out of towels, and that lasted for about 4 hours. And then she put her little paws on the bed, and you're like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" And so now she sleeps in the bed.
What are you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. Go to Petco and get a nice big pillow bed for the dog, and then not let it in your bed.
I know. We bought so much.
What
we adopted Trudy from this place in Studio City called Wilders or whatever, and it's one of these places that are like you rescue pets, but they go and get the pets from the pound, like the good looking ones, and bring it into their fancy Studio City dog pet shop. Okay. And then you go, like they take the pick, and then you go and you adopt the dog from there. And once you adopt the dog from there, you pay this like rescue fee. It was like $500. It was like more expensive than if I went and bought like a puppy, and then they walk you through the store and like, well, they need this. And they absolutely need this dog humidifier, and all this shit. And you're like out like a lot of money by the time you rescue a dog.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm complaining.
Well, what about okay, so what about this? What about did I tell the story of us rescuing Batman? I don't know if I told it on the podcast.
No.
So we were living in Nashville. Right after we got married, we moved to Nashville. And then we found this, I don't know, breeder, I guess, or whatever, in, I don't even remember where it was, Arkansas or somewhere. I don't know. We had to drive a while for it. So we went and got the dog. We get there. It's like all these dogs are in cages outside in the hot sun. The lady is like, oh, yeah, here's the pug. I got the pug puppy. There was 3 of them, and pug puppies. And then there was a bunch of like adult pugs, and she's like, you guys shut up, and she's like spraying them with the hose and stuff. And Aaron's like, this is not Like this is like a total what are they called, mill or
Puppy
whatever.
mill.
Like this is not good. So she's like, okay, we're gonna get back. She's like, I want to get all of them. We should just get all of them and save them all. And I was like, no, we're not getting 3 dogs at once. We're not getting 3 puppies. Are you out of your mind? So we got the one. We get in the car and she calls, what is it, SPC, ASPC or whatever it is. And she's like, yeah, I want to report this lady. The conditions are terrible. And the lady on the line was like, there's nothing we can do. I mean, you are contributing to the, this lady is succeeding
you just
because
gave her
you
money.
did what you just did. So anyway, they were like, yeah, hilarious. I guess you're right. Okay.
You call the report. You think you're doing a good thing, and they just scold you and like, you just,
yeah, you just paid her propelled.
Now your wife's gonna call that same number and be like, he's not letting the dog on the bed. Conditions.
Exactly. Anyway, well, what I'm thinking of, like, what if I took Batman, and because he always wants to be around my wife Erin, so he's like, he has a comfy bed in the room, and he sometimes sleeps on it or lays there when she's working in the room, but like she's always like, or he's always around the bed. But what if I somehow put him in one of the kids' bed, like when it's time for me to go to bed? I just put him in one of the kids' beds. And they're already asleep.
Yeah, and then your kids won't sleep well.
Well, if they're already asleep. I mean, if I'm already asleep,
you
can put the dog on my head. I don't care,
No, yeah.
I feel like that's fine.
The dog is comforted,
I don't know if Batman would like that, but we'll see. Actually, it's not going to happen. Erin won't even let me do that. But one can dream.
Does she sleep okay with all this snoring?
Yeah, the last night I was like, are you, because we're both laying there, and he's like having I don't know, some sort of a epileptic fit. He's just like, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Are you not hearing this? She just started laughing. She's like, I don't pay attention to it. How do you not pay attention? You're in darkness, and it's just a noise. You can't just not hear what sounds like someone dying at the foot of your bed.
Well, I guess the only what if you started snoring as loud as Batman? Would it be tolerated the same way? Would she be able to just not pay attention to it?
No, she would sleep where I slept, on the couch.
You guys play like rain sounds or white noise or anything?
No, I used to fall asleep to music, but I don't know, she can't do that. Sometimes I'll do it with my headphones. But that's a very good point, because she says she can't fall asleep if there's like noise, but here's the dog having a cardiac arrest, whatever. Makes no sense.
We have to play rain sounds, like Megan, she'll do like Alexa rain sounds or whatever, or I shouldn't have said that now, but they always try to charge us, like, because you're tired, so you just want the rain sounds, but then it'll be like, you can buy for $8. And I'm like, no, just play the sample ones that you always play. Like, why all of a sudden? Yeah. And it doesn't do it all the time. It's really annoying. But
what do the pay rain sounds sound like?
I don't know. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna pay $8. I just want the repeat, whatever. I don't need the. It's weird.
Now I'm really curious. I'm sure I have buyer's remorse, but I kind of want to know what for pay rain sound like.
Yeah, or you have access to.
I bought a little white noise machine. We don't have an Alexa, but we bought a little white noise machine for, and we just play the actual. It has all these sounds, but we just play just a straight white noise. Like
You don't play the pug snoring sound? That's really good. A lot of people like that one.
A lot of people like that.
You have to pay for that.
Morons like that.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Johnny, you should release your recordings to Amazon and get royalties.
I wish I would have gotten when he was like really hacking up, or I don't know what he was doing, but I just got loud snoring on the recording. But when he was going into fits, because I would like try to record it right after he would clear his system. It's very frustrating.
Wow.
I want to try that. You gave me an idea. I want to try something for our listeners. Alexa, play hardcore pornography at a high volume. Is that gonna happen?
Does Alexa
So
have a like safety setting? Like, because kids use Alexa all the time.
Oh yeah, so that won't work. Dang it.
I don't think that'll play porn. Jeff Bezos.
Well, if it did, if you're listening to this and it did, please leave a 5-star review and let us know what happened when it happened.
Alexa, leave a 5-star review to the Cavalry podcast and remark upon the host's handsomeness.
Leaving feedback for the Cavalry. Oh, Alexa, you moron.
God damn it. Stupid thing never works.
All right, I feel I feel
I'm
supported.
actually back. That was a tough one.
It was.
Because it's for both Tommy and I who sleep in a bed with our dogs. But I'm kind of with you in the sense that if it's already not in the bed, if Batman's not in the bed, I don't know if Batman's going to care. Even if you put him on the other, like you said, if you put the dog bed in the hallway, on the outside the door, I don't think they're going to be too upset.
Do your guys' dogs audibly fart, or are they quiet and then it just smells god awful?
My dog's farts are quiet.
Mine are audible so it'll be like, and then it'll be really bad smelling. Both Olive and Harvey, and Olive is the littler one, yet she can just have some real destructive things come out of her. Where you think Harvey, the big one, you'd be like, that's the guy that's gonna drop those bombs. But
it's the little guy.
Batman's almost 10, and he just within the last less than a year made this switch to audible.
Oh,
he's
really upgraded.
It's really bad. I mean, it's because it's like you can really. It sounds like those ASMR things where it's like you can hear his butthole, like the pucker. It's really bad. Anyway,
he's putting his butt on both sides of the microphone to like. Here's for your left ear. Here's for your right ear.
Yeah, that should hit both nostrils at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have one, Andrew?
Yeah, I've got a little one here. So, I got an email the other day from this person who they were asking for something like clips, stand up. But they're like, I only have of the last year. The only fresh stand up I have is virtual, clips.
Yeah.
So that's what I sent. And then they said, do you have anything BC? That's what they said. And I sat there for like an hour. When BC, because it was a person who I didn't want to like. If I didn't have to ask, I really didn't want to because I didn't know him super well.
Yeah.
So I was like, what does BC stand for? And then finally I showed it to Heidi, my wife, and she's like, oh, it's before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, before COVID. But then it's like, here's what I need backup on. Don't throw out new acronyms and just expect everyone to know. You have to. That one's not. First of all, BC is already
right
for time.
It's already taken.
Christ or whatever. It's already taken. So that's one problem. The second problem is any acronym, because sometimes on the internet, I guess this is when you get old, but I'll see acronyms and like tweets or on Facebook or something, and I'll be like, man, I just don't even. I can't even. I can't even put a guess out there. I'm absolutely doing. There's one right now, like ICMYI or something.
In case you missed it.
I have no idea. Is that what? Okay, see, I literally didn't know what that meant. So I think there should be any new act.
It's because you're so old, Andrew. It's because you're so old.
Yeah, it's because you're young, and I'm old. But I'm just saying, no assumptions on acronyms unless it's like TGIF or it has to be really rooted in some sort of history.
It has to be rooted in some ABC TV programming format.
Thank you. Yes, from my childhood.
Yes,
it has to be specifically from my child. No, but I'm just saying, like, I get it. It doesn't save time if you use the acronym and then say parentheses before COVID. But
well, I'm curious what the context that he gave you, because when you told me and Tommy, I right away was like, oh,
before COVID. Yeah, so
yeah, because they don't want Zoom.
Picked it up.
But maybe if it was not in context like you put it, I wouldn't have known.
I should have picked it up from context clues, I guess, and I did eventually. But You know, I
But
just
he
don't
could
That
think
being
also.
said, I still back you up. I still back you up.
it sound like it. But
Well, I see those acronyms, whatever, and I mean, I am guilty of not knowing. I'll just Google them. You know, Urban Dictionary, whatever. SMH. That was one I didn't know.
Shaking my head.
There you go.
I just Googled that.
So
Sorry.
cool.
yeah, Tommy was quick on that. But so it's like I don't know how long the process should be before we all agree you can just use an acronym freely, you know? But
No.
BC, we're nowhere near. This is not. We're not approaching that yet. We're not
No.
at the point where you can just throw BC around in an email.
Yeah, especially since that one's taken. You're right. You should have written him back and be like, no, I don't. I wasn't around.
They don't even have cameras back then.
Yeah. yeah. Some clips from AD though. Do you want to see that?
If I had footage from BC, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Plus, it could be like pre-C, like PC, pre-COVID. Like, there's too many options to before, like,
Yeah.
and then they just picked one randomly that was our. Yeah, I had never heard of that either. That specific act. So, but I guess.
Yeah. See,
they come fast.
They come fast and furious. You know what's funny? I don't even really understand the whole BC AD thing. Like, if I was just thinking about that, like if if like BC, the higher the number, the longer ago it was.
Yeah,
it's very confusing. Don't you think that's very confusing?
But you just said it totally clearly. you just totally described it accurately.
Okay, well, so like 1 BC is like the latest. You know what I mean? That's like
it's more recent than 2
AD.
BC.
Yeah. So what's the highest BC? Well, how far back can you go? See, it's very confusing.
Infinity.
Because I can tell
I'm
you.
not pausing because I'm confused. I'm pausing because you're asking a question that I
you don't know the answer to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I back you up. See?
See, that's the way I end every argument I lose. Is when someone completely counters me and there's nowhere else to go. I just go, see.
Well, don't they do like
I'm the one?
They do like BC, but then doesn't it go into like ages? It's like dinosaur, like prehistoric time, blah blah. Like it's not numbered anymore. Or I feel like when people refer to stuff,
see,
I don't know.
Now hang on, Andrew. No, because they'll say like, "Oh, the Mesozoic period was this BC to this."
Oh,
BC.
you're right. There we go.
See?
Not even tracking it anymore. I'm just waiting for you guys to quit talking so I can say C. And I can be right. No, that's ridiculous, but I think you guys are with me. You know, no more fruit. No, just haphazard acronyms, and don't try and invent your own acronyms, and don't try to get one off the ground. Yeah. You know, just say the words.
Exactly.
Work on your words per minute. You know, it's an email too. It's not even talking. Just like type it out. You know.
Exactly.
How much time are you saving?
See, we're all on the same page.
Yeah,
we're all supportive.
You agree. So, Tommy, was there anything else that you needed backup on?
That's what we're here for.
I don't know. I mean, my wife, we're struggling about the number of animals that people should have in a household, because she would like another dog.
Talk to me.
You came to the right place. At least when I think Johnny's gonna have some.
Because there's cities that'll have codes, but right now we have 2 dogs, 1 cat that we rescued during COVID, that has 3 legs, and then Megan has a hedgehog, and then before the hedgehog she had a guinea pig, and the guinea pig passed away. And my thing was like, well, let's give it time. Let's remember the guinea pig before we get another thing. And then but then she'll look online and she'll see, and I feel like it gets quicker and quicker, the replacement. But now she's interested. We're both kind of interested, but in a Great Dane is what she wants. And those are large animals.
That's a commitment.
Yeah.
And I don't know, of now dogs on the bed. Don't think it could physically fit all of it. We would have to buy like a California King to get all of that onto the bed, or I would actually have to leave, I guess.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you were gonna be the one sleeping at the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
You could get yourself a little Tommy bed.
Foot bed.
Yeah. Just curl.
Man. You know what's funny is I'm you're saying this, and I'm thinking of the animals we have, and I totally forgot about 2 animals we have until you said guinea pigs. I was like, oh, that's right, we have 2 of those too.
That you know of.
Yeah, exactly.
There could be a few more scurrying around in the attic. Wow. I mean, and that's a big switch to go from we're going to replace a guinea pig with a Great Dane.
Well, I mean, we're not. This is just like an additional, dog,
okay.
you know, where I was like, what's the cutoff? But I mean, we have more space now, but.
Where are you on this? Are you adamantly against? Are you hesitant? Are you?
Well, I'm hesitant now just because if we want to travel, like before, you know, it's like, hey, can you watch our 2 dogs? That doesn't seem insane, you know, for like trading or to afford to board them. But when it's like 3 dogs, and if you want to run and feed the cat, like it's just like everyone's gonna be like, no way, we're not.
You want to manage my farm so I can go do a gig?
You're gonna need the actual SPCA to watch your house.
But then the Instagram content is like gonna look like fun. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. 2 Boston Terriers, a Great Dane, a 3-legged cat. It's like, oh, the amount of likes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. You've got like a Pixar movie in your house.
It pretty much. I just watch what they do, and I'm like, this is gonna be a script. They're going on an adventure for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. What I have found is that with my wife, like she is so gung ho. Like I feel like I'm just holding back this door of just animals browsing. So even if I was like if I was slightly open to it, I have to still act like I am so against it. Otherwise, she'll sniff that. Oh, Johnny's thinking about it.
Right.
The door's open. We're going. We're getting it. You know, he'll deal with it afterwards. And so I have to just put on this facade of I am anti more animals. Otherwise, the floodgates will just come flying open. So,
and we're talking about having kids, so and then bringing a baby into all the animals too. I don't, you know, you want to make sure they're safe. Or I feel like a Great Dane would just carry it off right away. Like, where'd the baby go? Oh no.
Or maybe you could teach it to raise the child.
That is the other thing. You just throw it in amongst them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. I mean, I think it is good. Like, I think it's good for kids to grow up around animals because it teaches them, you know, a bunch of bullshit, empathy, and all that stuff. But like, to have the pets first, yeah, I don't know, because we had Batman before we had any of our kids. But like, and he was so good with them. Now he's kind of sick of them, but he was very protective. So I don't know. I don't know what's better to get to have the kid first or the animals.
Well, I say it sounds like you're. So yeah, I'm confused. Do you want us to back you up, like, on not getting the Great Dane, or the code in Minneapolis suggests that you are not allowed to get the Great Dane?
I think we are allowed, but I think I'm trying to get backed up to not have it for a while. Okay. Another animal, just for a bit.
I think you're well within your, you know, the realms of.
Nope, she got it. It's too late. You got
it. Dog just jumps in the frame.
Literally, your head gets knocked over by a Great. No, yeah, like I mean, the kids thing is that is a ace in the hole too. You can go like, hey, you know, we want to have a baby. Let's have the baby first, and then we can bring. We know our dogs will be great with a kid, but some giant Great Dane, like who knows, you know, we should be careful with that. So I think that's the way to go. Like you use the kids thing.
Yeah. And then if you don't like the kid that much, get the Great Dane and then
do a switch. Yeah.
And if she doesn't go for the, you know, the answer, if she doesn't take no for an answer, that's when you go up the political ladder and you start trying to get the code changed. You know,
right.
Your congressperson.
I just go right to city council.
Exactly. Exactly.
Have some fundraisers for the right key political movers, you know. Or if you don't like your kid, I know of a place in Arkansas that will take them for you for a couple bucks, hose them down every week.
Get a lot of sun. Yeah,
and raise them for you. Well, so yeah, I think we're both Johnny. I mean, how do you? So you go full. You talked about how you can't leave the door open. You basically go full villain in like a Dr. Dolittle movie, like anti-animal when the subject comes up. How do you?
Not anti-animal. I'm not going asshole mode.
No,
but I'm going.
You have to be
foot down.
Firm.
Yes, firm.
So I thought about just saying I bought one and it just hasn't got here yet. To just be like, so she's happy, but like, yeah, I got it. I ordered it. It's great. It's coming. It's coming.
That's perfect.
And then just try to convince her to forget it. Be like, just forget about it. That way, when it shows up, it'll be exciting. And you don't want to check the mailbox every day. That's gonna be depressing.
Or she can just make it. Just all that energy that would have been spent on like, where's our Great Dane? She can just use that on like tracking down this lost Great Dane. Like it clearly was lost somewhere in America, and now my new mission is to find it, and that fills the hole.
Yeah, set up a GoFundMe, all that stuff.
This is perfect. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for doing the pod, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming on. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is
Tommy, do you have anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I have my second album, Having the Time of My Life, that is out, and I am doing some virtual shows and potentially some socially distanced live ones coming up. So just TommyRyman.com.
Nice.
You can find that out.
Check it out.
Perfect.
But thanks again. This was fun. And you guys have a great.
Glad we could back you up.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody for listening. And remember to Alexa, leave a 5-star review and say that Andrew is the preferred host.
All right.
No, but say what you need backup on in your review. I noticed we got a review with someone who needs back. We'll talk about it next week though, so we'll save it for next week. But
all right, so leave a 5-star review, and we will eventually get around to it when it's convenient for us.
Yeah, we're good at this. All right, thanks for bye. Thanks for listening to the Cavalry.